Hello and welcome to today's video, which will be a gentle strengthening sequence for people who have hypermobility. It'll be handy if you have a little ball like this. If you don't have a ball, a yoga block would probably work, or even a pillow. So go ahead and grab that and you can join me standing on your mat. And you can just put the ball down for a second. We're just going to start by warming up the body a little bit. So just turning side to side, getting some gentle movements through the spine, starting nice and slow. And then as you start to feel a little warmer, you can maybe rock the body a little bit faster and just let those arms kind of hit the body. For those of you who are new here, I'm Adriana. I'm a trauma-informed yoga teacher and physiotherapist, and I'll guide you through these exercises today. Once you feel like your body's a little bit warmer, you can stop the turns. We'll just work on some standing marching, working on a bit of glute strength here and some leg strength. So you can make sure we're not hyperextending the knees here. Keep a slight bend in the knee that's standing. You're just going to lift up the other leg to march, so we're balancing on one leg. And then just going to the other side, back and forth. If you need a wall, you can have your wall near you or a chair if that's better. Once again, just focusing on not hyperextending that knee. Focusing on using those feet muscles for balance. And you can really lift the leg that is lifting as high as you would like. So if you don't want to lift it as high, you don't have to. We'll do a couple more. One more on the other side. Great. Moving into a bit of a mini squat. You can have your legs as wide or as narrow as you would like. Some people like to squat with the toes pointing out a little bit. Some people like to squat with the toes pointing forward. So choose the variation that works for you. And then you're just going to bend the knees as far as feels comfortable. Once again, you don't have to go far. If you want a little bit of a mini squat or just bend the knees slightly, that is totally okay. Whatever works for your body. Moving through these. Knowing that you can stop at any point if your hips or your knees or your back doesn't feel great. You can also do these against the wall if you would like. I'll do 3 more if you're still with me. Really thinking about pushing those glutes back behind you as you bend the knees. That can be helpful. Last one. Great. Moving into some side shuffling here. So you can start on one end of your mat. We're just going to gently bend the knees again and just go from side to side. So slight bend through the knees. You're going to bring right foot next to left. You're going to slide over and just keep doing that. Keeping that little bend in the knees, that little crouch. Once you get to the one end of your mat, you can come on back the other way. Working through some glute muscles here, some leg muscles. Once again, bending down as far as you would like. No need to go super far here. We'll go one more time side to side. If you need a bit of a break, you can always hop out of the bend. Working back the other way. And once you get back to the other side, hopefully your ball is near you. You can grab that. Last standing movement before we move on to our back. So from here, working through a little bit of arm movements, you're just going to take the ball or pillow, block, whatever you have, place it in front of your chest. And then from here, just rotate the body over one way, keeping that ball in front of you. Keeping those arms slightly bent as you do this. So work through a bit of core work, a bit of mobility through the mid-back and movement through the mid-back, as well as some arm strength as we hold the ball up. You can twist as far as you would like. There is no right or wrong way, really just going for what works for you. You can try and think about activating the core a little bit as you do this. So as you're turning, just thinking about turning on those core muscles, maybe bringing the belly button to spine a little bit. Just go back the other way once more. Now, once you're back to the center, very similarly, instead of going side to side, we're just going to bring the ball forward and back. You can play around with this too. If you want to work the shoulders a little bit more, you can bring the arms up a bit higher. Maybe you're reaching it in front of your head instead of in front of your chest. Few times through this, once again, just making sure we're not hyper extending through the elbows. Two more. And then once you're done your last one here, you can come on down to your back. We will be using the ball again in a moment, so you can just have it near you. Once you're on your back, if there's any movements that your body is craving, feel free to do those. If you need to just wiggle the body out or even bring knees to chest for a bit of a stretch, whatever feels good. And then moving into a glute bridge here. So keeping the knees bent, feet are on the mat. You're just going to gently push down through your feet. You can push down through your arms if you'd like to. And just lift the glutes up as high as feels comfortable. If it does not feel good to lift the glutes up, you can work on more of a pelvic tilt. So thinking about tucking your tailbone under, kind of squeezing your glutes, that is another option. Going through a few of these bridges, working through the thigh muscles, working through the glute muscles. Making sure you're relaxing through the neck, through the face, and through the jaw. Two more. Last one, if you're still with me. And then just letting the muscles relax, letting them go. Maybe you give your legs a bit of a shake if you feel like you need it. Grabbing your ball, pillow, block, whatever you have here, I invite you to place that in between your legs, just above the knee. We're just going to squeeze that ball or that block. So squeezing, holding for a few seconds, and then relaxing, but keeping the block there or the ball. Squeeze and hold, 2, 3, and relax. We'll move through some of these. You can kind of work at your own pace, at your own speed. The harder you squeeze the object, the more you're going to get those adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles working. So you can choose what works best for you. Knowing that you can stop at any point. I'm going to do 5 more myself. Keeping the neck relaxed here, just like with the bridges, shoulders relaxed. Last one. Great. And then you can take your ball or block. Similarly to when we were standing, we're going to work through a bit of arm strength here. So you can have that object right above your head with your arms straight but not hyperextended. Thinking about engaging those core muscles a little bit. So belly button to spine, activate slightly. Then you're just going to bring the ball up above your head as high as feels comfortable. Using, the ground as a block there. We don't want to be hyperextending through the shoulders either. If you feel like you are lifting your chest a bunch to get your arms back, then I would just stop once you feel your chest lifting a lot so that we're actually getting the movement through the arms and the shoulders. And keeping that chin gently tucked, letting it relax, letting the neck relax. And if you want an extra little bit of work, you can also squeeze the ball or the block as you are lifting it above your head. Three more. Keeping that neck nice and long. Last one. If your arms are tired, if they're shaky, you can always stop early. Great. And then you can let that ball go, place it wherever you'd like. Moving through one more strength exercise, some marching here. So once again, keeping that back flat, activating the core a little bit. And then you're just going to lift one leg up in the air. As you lift, really focusing on trying to keep that back flat against the ground, keeping those muscles working, keeping those hips even if possible. If you wanted a little bit more work in this exercise, instead of marching, you could start with both of your legs up and then lower one down at a time. So choose the version that works best for you today. Make sure you're breathing. Keeping that jaw relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Two more on each side, whichever one you're doing. You can always switch back and forth between the two if you wanted. Last one. Excellent work going through all the strengthening. If you'd like to do a couple little stretches here, maybe just rock the legs side to side, getting a bit of movement through the low back. Maybe stretching the arms up above your head, getting a bit of a stretch that way. Maybe the knees come to chest. You rock the head back and forth for a bit of a massage. Taking a nice breath in and out. Thank you for doing the strengthening with me. This was a fun one for me to make. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.